Welcome to Spot a Movie. My name is Giovanni, and today we are going to analyze and review one of the best movies of 2022, The Northman. This video contains spoilers, so if you haven't watched the movie yet, check the link on the description to watch our movie introduction to The Northman. In this video we are going to tell you what did we learn after watching The Northman, what did we like and what we didn't like about the film, plus our final rating. So let's start. It's always a pleasure and an honor to review such an exciting movie like The Northman. The Northman is a movie that can easily target some 2022 Oscar. It is because cinematography and photography are top notch, as well as the attention to the details that we can notice in the weapons, in the boat, in the architecture, in the jewelry and in the costume. But behind all of this there is a visionary view of the story and the mysticism behind the story itself. We love The Northman, but not everything is perfect. The film is missing a magic ingredient to get our 10 out of 10. And we will tell you more in the following section of our analysis. So, what did we learn after watching The Northman? Undoubtedly, The Northman is a fascinating journey into the Vikings culture. So let's break down the fascinating aspect of this legendary civilization. Let's talk about religion and rituals. The figure and presence of Odin through the whole film are constant. The director shows us Odin in different circumstances and ways. Odin is the totem of this culture, and the several rituals we witness are essential to understand the movie. We have 5 ceremonies through the film. The first one is the initiation ritual that transforms Hamlet into a fearless man. He and his father enter the temples as wolves and return as human. It's possible because they drink the juice of knowledge, precisely like dogs or wolves do, and a prophecy is announced. Hamlet must swear vengeance and live without fear. It's also the moment when his last tear drops and he can finally connect with the family tree of his ancient generation. The second one happens as a propitiation ritual, intending to ask Odin helps during the upcoming battles. They dance around a fire, a symbol of purification, pretending to be wolves in need of blood. They reach almost a trance status that wants to bring them closer to the gods. The third one is when Hamlet discovers the existence of the sword Draugr, which can be used only during the night. Even in this situation, the director brings us a mystical status. We don't understand if Hamlet fought against the sword guardian, or if it was just a projection of his fate. The mysticism and religious atmosphere are a constant presence during the whole story. The fourth one is a ritual to wish fertility, both for the earth and for the woman. It's very close to the fertility dance of the Roman, Greek and shamanic cultures. And it worked, because after this ceremony, Olga got pregnant and allowed the continuation of Hamlet dynasty. The tree of his family can still grow in the future. The last ritual we witness is Thorir's funeral. The scene delivers beauty and emotion in this tragic moment. At this point, it's also essential to highlight the role of witches in this culture. They are creatures close to the gods, ready to tell you your fate, but with their enigmatic words. For example, a witch tells Hamlet that at a certain point he will need to choose between kindness for his kin or hate for his enemies. And those words are crucial and come back to our mind when Hamlet leaves Olga in the boat to complete his vengeance. But why does Hamlet abandon Olga? Again, we need to come back to the first ritual. Hamlet swore to accomplish vengeance, and he did it in front of Odin. And also the witch reminding him about this detail, as we mentioned previously. Another interesting fact about this culture is that Odin supports good action and justice. Do you remember when Fjolnir goes to kill his brother? At that moment, King Orvandil said that Fjolnir's kingdom won't last because it's not legit and conquered with blood against Odin's will. And the prophecy became a reality. As we will discover later, Fjolnir won't be king for a long time because he challenged the gods with his hubris. It's fascinating how the whole film evolves among mysticism, realism and visions. We get confused because what we see is not easy to recognize as a religious projection or a mystical vision. It's like we ate that hallucinogenic mushroom too. Another example is when a white horse, a Valkyrie, transported the wounded Hamlet to a secure place. What an epic scene! But then we found out that it was Olga to save him. And to close the chapter, it's interesting how Odin follows and then saves Hamlet, taking the shape of crows. Odin is always present because justice must win against the abuses of Fjolnir. We already know how crucial it is for our Vikings to die during a battle. But do you know why? Vikings warriors aspire to die in battle so that they can reach Valhalla and then fight alongside with the other warrior in the battle to end all the battles. Valhalla is the heaven of warriors, where Odin is their inspiring leader. So when a warrior will die in a battle, a Valkyrie will come to collect him and transport him to Valhalla, so that he can join the other glorious warrior. Fascinating, right? So, what did we like about The Northman? The Northman is a masterpiece. Probably one of the best movies of 2022. Ultimately, as we mentioned, we won't be surprised to see The Northman winning some Oscar in 2022. For example, photography and cinematography are top-notch in this story. And photography is probably the most important quality of this film. As you can see, we collected a couple of shots from this movie to let you appreciate the beauty and the perfection of the photography in this film. We want to highlight how carefully the director thought of any scene, its details and the composition itself. The actors are perfect. The body transformation of Alexander Skarsgård is excellent, as well as his performance. Nicole Kidman and Anya Taylor-Joy add beauty and talent to the scene. Another positive point is the attention to the details in rebuilding objects and environment like in the Vikings era. The shields are made of wood, the costumes are excellent, and the architecture, the tradition and the rituals are perfectly delivered. The desire to create a film much closer as possible to that reality is clearly visible. We watch a technically perfect movie. Anyway, we think that it's still missing something. Let us explain it. What we didn't like about The Northman. Robert Eggers is one of the best directors currently available. We already say how beautifully he delivered The Northman. So technically, the film is perfect. What the movie lacks, according to us, are intensity and drama. The cold personality of Hamlet freezes any emotion and feeling. We understand that the Vikings culture is not currently famous for their passion or romanticism. But in the 5th chapter of this story, we are missing that intensity and pace that should keep us engaged till the end. We have the drama, but we can feel it. For this reason, we think that The Northman is technically perfect, but not humanly perfect. We wanted to be more involved and feel the Hamlet character evolution. Unfortunately, the film is missing this magic ingredient that can glue and keep together all the chapters of this story. The way the story flowed during the whole film is the weakest point, according to us. Do you agree with us? Let us know your opinion in the comment section below. We are really curious. Therefore, our final rating for The Northman is 9 out of 10. We hope you enjoy our analysis. If yes, like the video, drop a comment and share it with your friends. And if you want to discover and analyze the latest and best movies released on 2022 on the major streaming platform, consider to subscribe and follow us. With Spot a Movie, your movie night is always covered with the best selection of film. See you in the next video with a new movie.